All it took was one brush. Dee Teller fell in love with Chinese art because of a sumi brush. This love has taken her to China and Toronto to study and has been rewarded by numerous international distinctions. Her specialties are horses and ancient calligraphy. We visit Dee at her home near Faribault for a lesson in art and laughter that this vibrant woman is only too happy to share.
I'm thinking I might add a few more very fine black lines on that. The calligraphy is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. I love it, I'm very proud of it. Looks good. That's a lot better than it was a few minutes ago. Take my word for it. Do you think I enjoy creating? Yeah, very much. Evidently, my mother thought I was an artist when I started school. Because I'm sure it was probably I wanted purple trees or, you know. My name is Dee Teller. I live on Cannon Lake in Faribault. I have been an artist since the beginning, I guess. Basically, I'm an Asian brush painter because I got hooked on the brush. I was getting my art BS in art from Mankato State. And one of the teachers of the watercolor class was Chinese. And she said, who wants to learn to use the sumi brush, which is the Asian brush, usually bamboo, animal hair. And so that's what led me to to end up going to China and studying was the brush. I got hooked on the brush. The first time that I studied was at an art academy in Hangzhou, China. I met my horse master, Lockhart. He demonstrated the horse. The class wasn't supposed to paint it, but I went back, I painted a horse. So and then I was doing better than anybody else in the class. So he grabs me by the shoulder and he goes, "You must come live with me." So at the time I met him, his family lived in Toronto, and we would take turns. One summer, he and his family would come here for 3 weeks, and then the next year I would go to their place, and we did that for 17 years. So over the years, I have won 7 nationals on my horses and 1 on my calligraphy. In '92, I was invited by the Ministry of Culture in Beijing. It was an invitational competition. And I sent in a poem of calligraphy and I sent in a horse. And when I got the letter, I didn't know what it said. It was in Chinese. I had 2 Chinese ladies over for tea, and then they read the letter. And they're screaming and running around the house, "You have to go, you have to go." So we found out on Thursday that I had won 3rd place in the world. And that was 6,000 artists from 16 countries. So of course we had to go. But that was a huge, huge, huge honor. And the first thing the judges asked me, how you know to paint like Xu Beihong. I said, I'm a granddaughter of Xu Beihong. That was my teacher's teacher, you know. So that's why I won. It was because of my similarity in horse style to China's most famous horse painter, who is my grandfather in art. I received a grant from the Southeast Minnesota Arts Council and the McKnight Foundation, And I proposed to wander in Minnesota. That's an ancient Chinese way to paint and to write poems. So what they do is get on a horse, ride through the mountain for 7 days. Then they come home, write about that mountain or paint it. And so my suggestion was that I should wander in Minnesota and then use that landscape and put my horses in it. So I went to the Pipestone National Monument. And then I did the North Shore. And the other place was the bluffs in the east, the bluff country. The painting that maybe is the favorite out of the 12 that I did of the public happens to be this waterfall that was at Pipestone. The most important thing about being an artist, believe it or not, is the process and how you feel. Once in a while, the results are magic. And part of it is you have like help from the angels. It isn't me all the time. I have a lot of help when I do this. So I guess it's just something kind of sings to you, whispers in your ear, and then you say, yeah, this is it. Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah, I've heard of that. This question, yeah. So I started high school. So what now? Cool.